What's up, Leafs fans? Welcome back to another Leafs Nation After Dark. I'm Zack Phillips, and tonight we're going to be breaking down game number 14 of the Toronto Maple Leafs regular season as they defeat the Boston Bruins here tonight 4-0. First time in nearly 2 years to the date since the Toronto Maple Leafs beat the Bruins in a regular season game. Yes, I know, that sounds pathetic. November 6th, 2022, the Toronto Maple Leafs last beat the Boston Bruins in a regular season game. Rosie is scheduled on the show here tonight. We basically have this streak of Leafs don't win against the Bruins ever, particularly. Leafs don't win against the Bruins in regular season. We lose every time Rosie comes on the show, and then all of a sudden they beat Tampa in what looked like one of the best games the Leafs have ever played, and the streak is over, Rosie comes on and we win a game, and I'm thinking, okay, let's test this out, because maybe this is something like what the Leafs do, where they pump fake you a little bit. He comes in, Leafs win that one. They looked amazing in that game against Tampa. Roll it over the Tuesday. They stink to join out against Columbus. What is Rosie's follow-up game going to be? And I'll tell you what, it was a perfect game from this Maple Leafs team to take down the Bruins 4-0 here tonight. You get special teams absolutely locked in on both ends, not just the penalty kill like we're normally talking about, saying, wow, the penalty kill, they look good tonight, but the power play stinks. No, the power play ends up going 3 for 7 here tonight and got some early important ones as well, might I add. Not just they added some goals late and it didn't really matter. It meant nothing on the impact of the game. Those are a couple of goals where it was like that Bruins team was getting frustrated. They go to the box. They send you to the power play. Past a couple of games, I mean, I would have been fine with that. I'm saying, hey, you know what? Let's get frustrated. Let's piss them off. Let's go absolutely nuts because this Leafs power play is not going to make us pay for it. And tonight they do. They get it done early, open the scoring up here tonight. They get 3 goals on the board for this Leafs team and open up a decent-sized lead here for them tonight. That is so important, especially against this Bruins team in the playoffs. What happens when they play this Bruins team? Power play doesn't get clicking. It's hard to score at 5-on-5. Power play doesn't score. It's hard to score goals in general here now. What are you going to do? Here tonight, unbelievable special teams for these guys. Moving the puck pretty quickly, getting pucks towards the front of the net. Also, I'm going to pat myself on the back. I have said this 25, 30 times to start this season. Matthew Knies on the power play in front of the net. Gordon Graham always talks about, and people give him crap for it, JT is not the most effective player in front of the net for when it matters, in the physical, tight times of the year, because JT is a very good player at scoring those garbage goals and getting the tips and getting in front of everything, but JT is not necessarily the get in front, create havoc, net front, distraction type of guy, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a different role. He might have to fit into a different spot on the power play. Matthew Knies, as I had said, goes on this power play, goes to the front of the net. Look at the first goal that's scored. Morgan Rielly from the point. It's Matthew Knies battling his ass off right on top of the blue paint, keeping in front of the defenseman, making him have to focus on him, making Swayman have to focus on him and have to fight through and see the point shot. Morgan Rielly steps down the lane. Great patience by Mitch, too, to allow that to develop, get some traffic in front, to go back to Rielly. Traffic in front, and then shot through, goal. Bang, there's number 1. Number 2, Nylander goal. From the side of the net, as he's skating out, takes the shot. Obviously, it hits the defenseman in the shin pads. It's lucky. We get that. We know that. But look at who the defenseman was that hits it. It's the guy covering Matthew Knies. He cannot leave Knies. He cannot move because he is locked in on covering Matthew Knies. He has to be focusing on Matthew Knies in front and tying him up. Nylander steps out from the corner, takes a shot, hits the shin pad, goes in. Next one. Who other than Matthew Knies to score the goal? Nylander, shot from the point. Matthew Knies in front, gets a tip on it, taps it in, bounce over the goalie pad and into the net. What a game from him. Incredible game from William Nylander. Incredible game from Mitch Marner here tonight. Those three guys really stepped up, among other players on this team, but those guys need a lot of credit. What is going to happen without Austin Matthews in this lineup? What is the response going to be from the team? Are the other guys going to fill in? Or is everyone going to cower and say, well, 34's not here, we're not going to do it? No, that didn't happen here tonight. Mitch, with by far his best game of the season, deserves all the credit in the world for this one, for how he played on the defensive side of things, the offensive mindedness in the defensive zone was also incredibly off the charts here tonight. Passing out to the defenseman from the Bruins when they would drag the play down low, try to pass it back, off of face-offs, trying to make it back to the point. Mitch getting out quickly, reading the play fast, and getting sticks on it. It allowed the Bruins defensemen no time, no space. They weren't able to think. They weren't able to kind of take their time, get shots through, let things develop. Mitch was on them quick. He was breaking up plays. He was doing really, really, really smart things in the defensive zone that were allowing this Leafs team to get out of their zone quicker, not spend as much time hemmed in and having to defend and defend and defend, and it allows for a transition on offense a lot quicker. It means you don't have to be as tired and spend as much time in there. Like, those are just smart things that were coming of him reading the play really well. And then on offense, I thought he did a really good job of possessing the puck here tonight. I think he didn't look scared. I'm not going to come on here and like blow smoke up your guy's ass and tell you that, oh, Mitch, you look tough tonight. Like, no, but he didn't look scared, which is a nice little added benefit from a guy who in a game against the Bruins in years past, we're probably coming on here being like, what's he doing? Why is he shy away from that? Why don't you get involved in that play? He's not adding some of those elements of driving to the net, but that's fine because he's doing other areas of the game and bringing those to these games where it's like, hey, buddy, not every time you're out there are you going to be figure skating around everyone and doing pirouettes. Like, sometimes you just have to make the smart hockey play, possess the puck, take a little bit of a rub out, whatever it is, make a hit or take a hit to make a play on the wall in your own zone. And he was doing those things tonight. I had a tremendous amount of respect for the performance he had, for him stepping up in the absence of Matthews. But this is also some of the most predictable stuff of all time. It's like Matthews is out. This team going into tonight, I believe the stat was, I want to pull it up so I don't butcher it, but we were reading it off on the morning show. I heard the boys talk about it. I talked about it in the pregame. 35-19-2 without Matthews. So now you go to 36-19-2. It's like, you just know that this team is going to step up in those situations against a Bruins team who's coming out in here desperate. Marchand's getting called out. Pasternak's getting called out. But the boys stepped up to the plate. Home ice, ready to go from the jump. You were ready to go. There was not a delay. There was no, oh shit, is this Leafs team here? Or, like, are they going to be able to figure this out? None of that. None of that. This was a very impressive performance by everyone. And a guy who I haven't even mentioned yet is Anthony Stolarz, who walks away from this one with a shutout, deservingly so. The guy has played incredible so far this year. I listened to the boys on the morning show. They're talking about Stolarz in a couple of games. Could he have potentially got them a point when they didn't deserve it? Could he have been the guy who maybe in some of those situations won them a game when they didn't deserve it? Likely early on. And did he get the short end of the straw in a couple of those games where he actually played really well and the team stunk in front of him, like Montreal, where they lost 1-0 and he was lights out? Yeah, probably. But I thought he played a incredible game here tonight, incredibly deserving of this shutout, and what he ends up with here, 29 saves on the night. It's not like it was like a light workload and he faced nothing, but to help us break this down, the man who I thought might have jinxed him on Twitter, I was worried for a second, Jay Rosehill. Rosie, welcome to another edition of Leafs Nation After Dark. How you feeling after that win?
Jinxed schminked, and you took this long to talk about Stoli. My goodness, I'm feeling good, man.
I came in here hyping up every other aspect of the team, so I think that it's probably fair that one like kind of held off. I talked about Rosie here tonight. Penalty kill, yeah, penalty kill looked good, but we've talked about penalty kill looking good. power play, 3 for 7, scoring in big moments, and William Nylander, Matthew Knies, and Mitch Marner stepping up. That's kind of been the story for myself here tonight, at least, to open this one up.
Is the trade Matthews chance starting yet? Or aggressive. No, that's what it looks like when you put together 60 minutes when you have a goaltender, you're deer rock solid, and you're not in an absolute slump offensively. Like they have the personnel. We know that's been established. That slump that and maybe it'll still take time to figure out, but I mean, that's kind of opening the floodgates, right?
Yeah.
But when you've got the personnel that they've always had, highly offensive, and then you complement them finally with aggressive, physical, stay-at-home puck-moving defenseman, and you have a goalie that's reliable and makes that big save when you need it, that's what that's going to look like all the time. That is the formula right there that they've been looking for a long time. It's picture perfect. It was no stress. I mean, they wanted to physical, kill penalties, whatever you want. That's what it should look like. And yeah, are you always going to have 3 PP goals? No, but they got their chances for a reason. They frustrated Boston. It was just the Leafs all day, man. And they've been looking for that. Like this season, it's been a yo-yo, but when it's good, it's good. It's not like they're winning this 7-6 circus show that everyone's like, that's not playoff hockey. Congrats on the win, but that's not realistic. That's a realistic win right there. You can play that team. You can grind anyone down with that game right there. You played 2 decent periods and 1 good one. You're going to win in the NHL quite often.
Well, and this isn't just like, wow, you played great, you got the offense, like, oh, and your goalie was really good. No, this was playing really well in the other aspects of the game. I talked about, before you got on here, Rosie, like, Mitch was taking hits to make the play inside the blue line. Like, he's not getting lit up, but it's the one where the defenseman's stepping in on you, and all he has to do, and we've seen it in the past where he does the little, like, whoop, like I'm getting out. Not tonight, right? He's not getting lit up, but step in and chip that puck out of the zone. Those are things that just need to happen. You need to buy into some of those. And I texted you guys during the game, like, a guy like Pastrnak in a game like this, he didn't get on the scoreboard with the goal like I was hoping he would with the freaking bet that I gave out pregame, but he looked amazing in other aspects. He made impacts elsewhere, winning battles down below at the goal line, maintaining offensive zone possession. Like, this team looked heavy tonight, and it looked heavy not just from these extra little pieces. Oh, Ryan Reeves looked heavy. Like, no, man, this was all throughout the lineup. Guys looked heavy, and I don't know, dare I say it, they looked a little bit heavier than the Bruins tonight as a whole.
That's not something you're used to saying, is it?
No.
That stuff you're talking about, it's infectious, right? And if everyone starts playing, if you start rattling off wins like that, where you just build a confidence, and you're like, if we just play our game, we have a chance to win every single night. And when your game isn't, I hope we score 6 by playing this high risk loop and shoot hockey, it's just not something the team's going to gravitate towards. It's not something that everyone's going to get behind. But when you start playing that style of hockey, you're going to get the Mitch Marners that jump into that battle in the corner and take that extra little hit. You're going to get Pastrnak just looking like he's fast again and doing all those little intangible things that you just mentioned. And then Domi's jumping in, and then Knies is jumping in, and then Willie has a night, and Mitch does. And it's just, that's what they're trying to get to, so that when you get to the playoffs, it is, I will go through a fucking wall for this team. If it's my turn to make the play at the big time, it does not matter who it is. It's infectious. Everyone just can't wait to be the next guy that keeps this thing fucking rolling. That's what you're looking for, and it's games like that breed that. It's not the style of shit they've been playing in the past years. You can say the personnel's not good enough and they haven't proven it. That's fine, but they've asked to bring in a guy who can get these guys to play the right way, and that's what it looks like right there. And the big shining star of this season so far is that they're good is just that good, and it's the right way.
Yeah, that I think is a main takeaway. Like, you and I had that conversation, which, by the way, congratulations. I think you've broke the curse here now. You've been here for 2 of the best wins, like, not just of the season, but of the last couple of years. The Tampa one and the Bruins one, for those keeping score at home in the chat right now, just remember the last one was followed up by one of the biggest clunkers of all time, so make of that what you will. But sure. Yeah, we've talked about this the same way both times, right? Like, those wins, in years past, I mean, I don't want to continue to harp on years past kind of thing, but for a
It's
team that
fair.
we're looking for change, it's like, yeah, that's where you're going to identify. And even in those games where you're like, wow, what a win tonight, it felt never felt like it was all of those aspects that we did end up seeing here tonight as well. I want to know what your thoughts are on Ryan Reeves not fighting. I'm sure you guys will talk about this at some point throughout the morning show as well. And I know you have talked about it already. I thought tonight was going to be like the biggest green light of all green lights in the third period there. Once it got to 3, or once the Bruins started doing some of the stupid stuff where you can just tell, like, we've seen this Boston team for long enough. It's like, they're going to get a little stupid here. I thought he was going to get a chance. Why is he not fighting right now? Like, what do you make of that?
Well, not everyone has someone that can handle him. Like,
Yeah.
if you have a super heavy, considered like heads and shoulders, someone tougher that's on a different level than anyone else. And there's not a lot of heavyweights in the NHL anymore. Ryan Reeves is a heavyweight. So if you don't have one, it's easy for every single guy along your roster to say absolutely nothing with Revo, absolutely nothing with Revo. And he tried to go at the drop of the puck at the second period, right? And there's just no one that's going to give him the nod. There's not another heavy over there. But like you said, when it gets up 2 and it gets up 3 and there's 4 minutes left in the game and he is out there, I would be letting anyone that's on the ice, and if you take a 2 or a 4 minute penalty, who cares? Don't get suspended.
Yeah.
If you want to cause a little Donnybrook, fine. Don't hurt anybody, but go out there and just start doing that gross, greasy shit that you're probably going to take a penalty for, and then cause a big ruckus and just let it know. Remember that bullshit from back there, like Zadorov, for example, and everyone jumping in, being the big bad Bruins. No, we just mop the floor with you. We're in complete control of this game, and by the way, don't fuck around either, because we don't forget that stuff.
Yeah.
And then that's tonight. But every time there's so many times in the season where I'm like, okay, Revo, they've got a guy over there. We're down 2. It's,
Let's
15
get a
minutes
jump
left in the second period.
Yeah.
Time to make this the period we win, starting off with you getting the boys on their feet and the crowd going crazy, getting them on their heels and them feeling like they're looking at quarters in the scrums. Grab a guy, beat him up, fire it up, and that's your job. And he just doesn't even seem to be trying to do that. I don't know if he's injured. I don't know if he's not willing. I don't know if he's complacent. I don't know if Berube's told him something different. But I would like to see more of that element brought to the game. Again, it doesn't have to be just some staged fight. I don't want him to go act like a meathead and injure somebody and get suspended or put them on a 5-minute PP. This guy's been in the league long enough that he knows that line and how to walk it. But I don't see him even trying to walk it so far. And again, it puzzles me that he's had more than enough opportunity at specific times in specific games to go and be that guy and bring that element. And he's kind of not really there. So yeah, question marks, maybe a little bit frustrating. Also, okay, if you're not going to do that stuff as much, I mean, you're here because you're good at it, you have experience at it, and you should be able to be an effective asset in that sense of the game. And he simply hasn't been this year.
Yeah. I mean, tonight I'm not frustrated by it or anything. I was more just kind of like, what the fuck is going on? Where is that? That seemed like the one tonight where it was like, this is the obvious one. No? And then it didn't happen. I'm like, okay, whatever. I mean, it's not like it was needed or anything, but like you said, it's like the big bad Bruins, right? And this is what they do at the end of these games. They want to fuck around and slash you and get in your face. And it was like, in years past, we kind of have guys who just cower away. We don't now. I thought that was coming. That was kind of the point of it. I just thought, surprised it didn't.
And you know what? With Zadorov giving the extra shots to Patches down there while he's looking at the ref, just shot to the face, shot to the face, shot to the face. That's just a clear example of, I don't respect you guys. I'm not worried about you guys. And there's nothing I'm going to second guess about doing this to one of your vulnerable guys down here that I just took a penalty on. That sends a message to me if I'm on the other side going, are you fucking kidding me? Yeah. You just set that you just wave that big flag right in front of my face. I wait till there's 3 minutes left in the game, get out there against him and just start skating backwards like there's not even a puck out there and just going, we're fucking going, Zaddy. We're going. And if he doesn't want to, shed him and just start ragdolling him. You don't punch him out or just start ragdolling him. Yeah, you'll take 2 minutes for roughing. If he wants to go Raggedy Ann and absolutely flip and flop on the ground. He's going to look like an absolute bitch. You're going to look at their benching Egos, and it's just going to be absolute ownership of the
Yeah.
entire Boston Bruins, or else the guy has to defend himself, and you do your best to beat the wheels off him and say, get the hell out of our barn. But that wasn't even thought of in my mind. And I think it's big with team toughness, with guys feeling like they've got a guy protecting them out there, with sending a message to someone like the Bruins who's had your number so many times to start to say, hey, tables have turned now, boys. We know what we're doing. And if that comes to fruition or not, I don't know. But the message was sent tonight, and you can put an exclamation point on it.
In fairness, seeing Zadorov standing next to Pacioretty, who's probably one of the tallest guys on the Leafs team, I went, holy fuck, that guy is big. Just huge.
He is a big tuna. He's more of like a hitter than he is a scrapper, though.
I know.
But that's even better. A monster
Yeah.
guy that's not totally into fighting but plays physical, or you can grab him and have your way with him, get him off balance, start leaning on him a little bit. Oh, you can make it look so good. It's way better than fighting one of those little bowling ball meatheads that never quit and are half your size and they're just the worst at scrap, like a Yablonski or there's an endless amount of those type of guys that are tiny little tough guys.
We have a super chat here. It's a really big one, so I'm going to play the animation, then I'm going to get your thoughts because I think it's actually half hilarious and half actually pretty interesting. So let's get to the super chat. All right, so first of all, thank you, M&H Crush, for the super chat. A very big one here. We appreciate it, as always. He says, it seems like they tend to force the puck to Matthews. Tonight, they just put it on net. If they can do that when Matthews is back, I think it just becomes way more effective on the power play. Thoughts? I made a joke during the game, like, all it took was getting Matthews off the power play to fix it. It's, no shit, you don't want the guy who scored 69 goals not playing on your power play. But there is an element of truth to this, is that how much of this was just pucks going to the net here tonight? Look at the first goal. It's Mitch skates in, doesn't see the screen, pulls back to Riley. Nyes and JT are there. Puck through. It's in the net. Second goal. Nyes is net front. Willie out from the corner off the D-man shin pads. Lucky for sure, but it's Nyes battling again in the back of the net. Third power play goal here tonight. Again, Rosie, you want to guess what happens? Puck from the point. Matthew Nyes in front. Tips it in. And it's like, hey, sometimes it doesn't have to be this beautiful play that's tape to tape to tape and backdoor tap in and we're on the highlight reels. It's just put the puck on net and good things will happen. Did it feel like there was an element of just settling down and we don't have to give it to somebody here tonight, whether it's 5-on-5 or power play, that allowed them to score with a little bit more ease?
I mean, yeah, that's been the theme for a while now, whether Austin Matthews is in the lineup or not. If you wanted to give a specific reason on why it happened, I think that's the most obvious one to point to, sure. But I mean, that one from Morgan Rielly just has eyes. That could easily catch an elbow pad or a jersey any other night. The one from William Nylander off a knee and in, I mean, that's just the ones that it just could have happened on any night of the week, whether Austin was there or not. And it's just like, I thought this morning, I said, hey, is it make sense that getting Austin Matthews out tonight is going to jog something loose? No. But is it going to be something weird and silly like that makes it happen? When you're in those kind of funks and just nothing is going right. Yeah, that's why you simplify the game. That's why you funnel pucks to the net. You're just looking for that greasy one, looking for a little bit of puck luck. Good things happen. Bang in that one like you're mentioning. But I just think that those just happened today, and it did take something odd like having a totally different look. I think the exact same thing is very possible with Austin Matthews, but if you had to pick a specific reason, you could say, yeah, maybe instead of having that glaring 70 goal scorer right there tapping his stick, knowing that if I get it to him, there's as good a chance as anyone it ends up in the back of the net, maybe that simplified things for them to get to the net and make those plays. But again, I think they've made plenty of the plays that they did tonight with Matthews in, and they didn't end up in the back of the net. You know what I'm saying? So it's a bit of puck luck, but again, it just takes something silly like that when you're on such a drag and such a slump and a skid that they've been on, specifically on the power play. It's usually something weird like that you just that doesn't make sense to get it going. And I think Austin Matthews is going to be back in probably sometime this weekend or next week, and I think that the formula needs to stay exactly the same.
Wait, so you're not putting him on PP2?
Like, what is the reason with them being better with honestly, like
I don't know.
it's bigger than a little taste of it. There's 55 games almost
I
of
think it's
playing.
57 now.
It's odd, man. It's very odd, and it
I
doesn't
know.
make sense. But I don't think it's something anyone wants to get into too deep when you're talking about having success without a 70 goal scorer on your wing.
I know. You guys talked about it on this morning's show. I heard Nick bring it up. I brought it up on mine as well. Talked to Vic a little bit separately. Like, they were 35, 19, and 2 without Matthews in the lineup going into tonight. 36, 19, and 2 now. The other thing that was kind of hilarious as well on top of that, Nick brought it up, was guess where Matthews was when the team won games 5 and 6 to 4-7 in the playoffs? Not on the ice. Like, how does this happen, right? I'm just like watching this tonight. I did another like betting show this morning too, and the guys were talking to me as soon as the Matthews stuff was announced. People were betting on Boston, and the money was coming in on Boston, and the guys I was working with were like, we're not betting the Bruins here. Like, this, we're just gonna wait for a better price on the Leafs because they seem to just win without them. Like, I don't know what's going on. It's weird stuff.
We were talking about the value this morning. I'm going, how are they favored when they have been swept the season series on them for 2 years in a row, 8 games? They are coming off an absolute heat or 2 shutouts. Pastrnak just got a PP whack, and when he gets that, he comes out guns blazing. And we're without our number one by far hockey player, and we're heavily favored. And then guess what happens? They go out and they do it. It's the leafiest shit in the world that they needed Austin Matthews to kind of break open this slump. And like you said, they can easily have a garbage bounce back game and drop the next one. But again, like I started the show, that formula that they're doing tonight, Austin Matthews or not, is exactly what it takes to play the kind of hockey that I think Craig is trying to get them to play.
If you are watching right now, you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure to do so. The Leafs Nation 401 on YouTube. You can find Rosie Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Leafs Morning Take, him and the Golden Muzzy over there. And I think I saw Nick like cleaned it up a little bit after what he had the other day. So that's nice to see. Not quite
really.
as much. Yeah. I mean, what's worse, Rosie? What's worse to look at, his or mine? I think mine looks a little bit more like haggard. I tuned in. I heard you chirping me the other day.
Well, you had the beard with the pubes, the pube beard going on. That's not my favorite. Sorry, you're younger than me though. That's the style these days. I'm jealous. I can't grow anything. But the Golden Muzzy's got the handle and the whole handlebars Fu Manchu going. I got to give it to him. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Final thing that I want to ask you here. Yeah, I was talking about it when you got in. You gave me some shit because it took so long to get to. But Stolars. What a stud, man. 29 saves here tonight, and this is not just a one-off for the guy. He has been a mutant all season long. He looks calm. He looks like nothing is phasing him, and just another stellar performance here tonight where, you know what, the team played amazing, but like one goal, and it could kind of change the vibe of the game, and he just says, not tonight, fellas. I'm not letting one pass me.
Big time. You could play. There's plenty of games in the past where they've played like that, say the first period and a half, and then that goal goes in and it's 1-1. Maybe the goalie's kind of having an off night. Oh, that other one that maybe coulda, woulda, shoulda had on a good night. Now it's 2-1. The whole game's completely bloody different. There's 6, 7, I can think off the top of my head, huge saves that he makes look routine. He's just everywhere. I mean, it goes back door to Pastrnak leaning on his knee one-timer, and like that's just in the back of the net, and he's just calmly over there with this fat pad flat on the ground and just no chance, turns it to the corner. It looks like nothing. It gets to the point where you almost take it for granted, and you start to just assume he's going to be there because he is. Like, how many times can you count a real softie by Stolars this entire year?
Seriously.
Like, 0. Like, maybe 1 or a halfer. Like, hardly anything, man. He has been a rock solid, consistent goaltender for the entirety of his tenure in Toronto, and he's been thrown into the fire with an early injury from Joseph Woll. So a deserved shutout. I wanted him to get it badly because he very much deserved it.
You almost jinxed
Again,
it though. You know
I
you did.
said I didn't say you got to. It's physically got to say the word,
Okay,
dude.
okay.
Relax out there. Some other people are just flat out just. I'm pretty sure they're Habs fans just mashing the send on shut out. Not gonna work this time, boys.
I saw you. I saw the tweet. And whoa, and I was like, yeah, you didn't say the word.
I was ready to take heat.
Yeah, but to that point, I mean, Jonas Siegel tweeting out, Stolarz has a 958 save percentage at 5-on-5 this season. Obviously taking out penalty kills there, but stopped 182 of 190 shots at 5-on-5.
That's
Dude,
dirty,
those are
boys.
some numbers right there. Holy crap.
And can I just put it out on the airwaves now? Like, let's just not make that the standard. Let's just be happy while it's happening. But if
Yes.
he comes to earth a little bit, let's bloody relax and remind ourselves what he's capable of, because he's pushing a 96% saves, and it's not going to last forever. And if he slinks down to a 92 for a while, I think everyone's going to be okay. Let's just be happy we have a goalie that's very capable. And if there is a blip on the radar, let's not be quick to tear him down, because that's what makes it so hard to be a goalie in that bloody market.
Yeah. And final thing here on the goalies as well, just kind of your thoughts on how you would perceive these two right now between Woll and Stolarz, because I don't think Woll has, in his appearances, looked awful. Like the first game, yeah, not good, but the team stunk in front of him. That was the first game against St. Louis. Seattle, he gets the win in there. Doesn't take like a crazy workload, but looks good yet again. Goes in against St. Louis on Saturday. Doesn't look bad by any means, but again, the team doesn't play well in front of him. Stoli here, another amazing performance. Is this is his net? Like you've got it? Or is there kind of still a back and forth in your mind where these two are just going to share this for a little bit?
Just play it like it is. You've got this hot hand who got the crease early by circumstances not of anyone's fault, and he ran with it. So he's kind of your 1A guy right here. And then let's remember, your 1B guy, you're going to find little places and little spots to play him where it gives him an opportunity to be playing well. And ultimately, the goal is to have both of them, every time they go out, have tons of confidence and be playing well and allow you a chance to win the hockey game. And then it's just, the problem the Boston had last year. Which one do we play? But it's a 1A for Stoli right now and 1B for Woll until something changes, and just play it like that. And then eventually through the course of a season, something's going to happen. There's going to be a little slip up or a falter, or, hey, now it's clear we got to go with Woll tomorrow just because of what happened or whatever. Maybe his groin's feeling a little tight, like whatever. Play at the 1A, play at the 1B, and the natural progression of a season will happen. Eventually, I'm telling you, it'll be Woll's crease for a period of time. It's going to go back and forth. And honestly, when you sign these two guys, that's what you were hoping for.
Well, I think that's fair. I mean, you got to just go hot hand. You were looking at the back and forth anyways. Like, let it be. But that is the man, the myth, the legend, Jay Rosehill. People have been demanding you come back on here, Rosie. Demanding. I get tweets regularly.
I'm surprised. Oh,
surprised.
Well, usually I come on after an absolute beating, so that's why it surprises me. But that's changed now. That's officially flipped that script, man. I need to come on more often after those performances.
What'd you do? Like sage yourself or something?
No, I'm flipping back to the politics bullshit. I'm having a beer. Me and my buddy got the pool cues going. We're gonna have a little see who wins the U.S. here, and I had to come on after dark just to sell you the win. So nothing special.
Fair enough. That's Jay Rosehill. Thank you very much for doing this tonight, Rosie. Appreciate it. As always, you enjoy the rest of your night. Enjoy the election. I don't know. I can't enjoy that stuff. I got no interest in it personally, but you enjoy it.
I got buddies with American wives and stuff, so there's some interest going on. It's all good. But we'll see what happens. See if the world's on fire in the morning. Thanks,
Rosie. Appreciate it. We'll catch you tomorrow morning back at 11 a.m. Yourself and Nick Alberga for another edition of Leafs Morning Take. Appreciate it as always. We'll see you after another A+ win.
Anytime. You betcha, buddy. Enjoy.
There you go. That's Jay Rosehill hopping on to help us break this one down here tonight against the Boston Bruins. Another amazing win for this team. Another amazing breakdown from Jay Rosehill, as your cake boss says, Rosie the GOAT. Yes, confirmed. Rosie is the GOAT. Always love having him and Nick on here as well. If people did notice, Rosie was wearing a poppy. I saw Do Good there. It says, Zach, where is your poppy? I'm going to be really honest. I went to the gym. I was like, I'll get the poppy on the way home. And I was in a rush back from the gym. Just completely forgot. I was supposed to get the poppy today. Didn't have time yesterday. That's on me. I should just try to get like a virtual poppy up on screen and put it on. In my heart and my mind, it's on there. But yes, I'm not ignoring it or just choosing not to wear it. I genuinely forgot. So I want to just put that out there. That's on me. Hand up. Sometimes you just got to take accountability for your actions. It's on me. I forgot it. I forgot. There you go. Warrior want. Put some change in a box for some poppy action. Good. I forgot. That's on me. Unacceptable, but it's on me. I'll deal with that. Keep liking the stream here. I saw we got to 50 likes, so thank you very much for that. As always, you guys keep it going. Keep this show going as well. We appreciate the support from you guys. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe here to the channel. Leafs Nation 401 right here on YouTube. The Leafs Nation After Dark on all podcasting platforms. I don't know. You want to share it around, tell your friends. You want to let people know, hey, check this post-game show out. I'm in here. I'm in the chat. I'm buzzing away. You send this to your friends. The link here tonight. You send the podcast. I don't care. I'm asking you. I'm being greedy here. I'm asking for a lot. I know I'm asking for a lot, but still, throw a like, throw a sub. Thank you very much. We hit 50 likes. We'll do the smelling salts and maybe just get some water in our eyes to rev us up for the final 15, 20 minutes of the show here tonight. We've got some more things to get to. I have some more things I want to point out about the team here tonight. I want to talk a little bit about the bets that we gave out that unfortunately did not cash. So we're going to have some work to do on those. It's going to be a bit of a roller coaster. And I want to talk about the overreaction on Austin Matthews not playing and whether or not we need to panic about that. But we'll get to it. Let's first get to the smelling salts. Thank you very much, everyone. So here we go. Smelling salts, 50 likes. Thank you. Oh, oh my God. These ones are strong still. I keep forgetting about how strong they are. Whew. There you go. Oh, God. All right. Let's get to, we've been trying this every time. Let's get to our new segment here tonight. We're going to call this one, I was trying to think of something really clever on the spot, and I couldn't. It was something about overreaction. No, I can't even think of anything clever. We're calling this one Overreaction or Not. Overreaction or Not is powered by Square. If you run a restaurant, you're too busy for this ad. You're thinking about how to get more orders flowing in new locations opening. You need to get more customers and keep them coming back. So really, you're already thinking about Square because Square Restaurant Tech helps more than 400,000 restaurants do all those things and more. So when you're thinking about your restaurant, think bigger and think Square. Go to square.ca and see why Square is big in restaurants. Make sure to check that out. I don't know. All right. I don't know where my camera went here. The ad is playing on my screen. I don't think it's the one that's showing up for you guys. And there you go. I did the read and it just did not show up. So that's wonderful. Great. Yeah. There you go. Fresh legs. Take a whiff, give a take. Smell salt station or over or under reaction. Okay. The overreaction or not. This Leafs team, I saw you guys in the chat there. Rosie talked about it. You guys are talking about it's better without Matthews on the power play. They were better without Matthews on the power play. Overreaction, I say. Overreaction. This Leafs team is not better without Matthews on the power play. I agree with more with Rosie than what you guys were saying here in the chat in terms of they were better because you know what, you're not having this guy out there who everyone's trying to force it to. I do think the power play still played very much the same way. Debo says power play still didn't look good. I wouldn't say it didn't look good, but I'm more towards the thought of what Debo is saying there. Power play still didn't look good. I don't know kind of how this happens where they just play better without him in the lineup, but honestly, as of right now, like I think that this was I think that this was just kind of you got lucky on some of these. You did a lot of the right things there. I don't want to diminish that, and we talked about that and how important those were, but like the pucks to the net, getting shots, getting stuff in front. So those were beneficial, but I do think for the most part, the power play did kind of look the same, right? You just shot the puck more. So that was kind of the difference. The motion, the movement, the setups, all of that, it was the same. Diz K looked better, but it isn't on Matthews. This team just has mental hangups. Agree completely. Like, overreaction to think that this team is better without Matthews in this lineup, better on the power play without him. Overreaction. I would just say that basically what happened here tonight is that they added some elements that they've needed to add anyways. We have been harping on it in the chat. I've heard the boys on the morning show harping on it. I'm hearing other people that come through as their guests talking about it, other people around media talking about it. Like, this is just something that we're hearing where it's like, shoot the goddamn puck. Make it that easy. Get pucks to the net. Play simple hockey. Get screens, tips, create battles in front. Like, these are all things that we have talked about where it's like, hey, you need to do some of those and goals will come. Well, all of a sudden here tonight, it's, okay, Matthews isn't in. Is that the reason why they scored 3? No. Pucks to the net. Matthew Nyes is in front screening. Like, there were just other aspects that happened as well. The rest of the power play pretty much moved the same. So that is overreaction or not. Overreaction or not. What a segment. Overreaction or not was powered by Square. I mean, what a segment. I keep doing these, but powered by Square. If you run a restaurant, you're too busy for this ad, you're thinking about how to get more orders flowing and new locations opening, you need to get more customers and keep them coming back. So really, you're already thinking about Square because Square Restaurant Tech helps more than 400,000 restaurants do all those things and more. So when you're thinking about your restaurant, think bigger and think Square. Go to square.ca and see why Square is big in restaurants. There you go. Check it out. Square. Click the link in the description there as well. Another super chat that we've got to get to. Shout out Tammy for the super chat. Appreciate it as always. Tammy says, play like a real team, not like Team A and Team B. I would agree with that statement there, Tammy. Appreciate the super chat. But yeah, this is like a team effort. And I think that is an important distinction there as well, because we've seen in years past where it's like, oh, good win here tonight, but like the bottom 6 plays one style and the top 6 plays another. The top 6 is able to score goals and play this fast-paced hockey, and they're not playing physical. They're not playing below the goal line and getting into these physical plays and battles down low and in front of the net and on the walls and stuff. And then the bottom 6 is playing another style. So you're relying on the top to score goals. They're playing a different game than the bottom 6 is. This just felt like an entire team game from everyone here. Top to bottom, this was a team game. It felt like right through, like Mitch and Willie were committing to getting pucks out and taking hits and not afraid of stuff. Like, they're not going to be guys who are going out there and blowing people up, but they were doing the right things, the little things when you needed them to, which is just an instant benefit to have some of your superstars doing the little things right. And that's kind of what those guys did here tonight. And then on top of that, you've got your other pieces who are complementary pieces. I was watching Pacioretty here and I'm like, wow, what, like, the impact that he made. Obviously, walking away from this one, unfortunately, Pacioretty only ends up, for us, I'm saying unfortunately because we end up losing the bet, but Pacioretty ends up walking away from this one with no points. But he's got 5 shots on goal, finished a check. He draws the penalty from Zadorov. He's playing hard down below the goal line. He's winning battles. Like, he looked good here tonight. He looks committed to defensive zone. He looks committed to, like, getting in front of things and winning, like, I say winning battles, but I'm talking about boards and open ice stuff. He was moving his feet real well. Like, he was winning races. Pacioretty looked real good here tonight, and he's a guy in the top 6. And then it's Matthew Knies, who is hitting guys and getting to the front of the net, winning net front battles. He's playing really well as well. Guess where he is? Top 6. It drags other guys into the fight. Those guys start playing better, and just everyone starts to kind of fill in, because if you're not, you're going to stick out like a sore thumb amongst them. Then go down to our lower lines. Lorentz gets on the board with the goal here tonight on the empty netter. Dude, he gets rewarded for that. You're basically looking for him to score 7 or 8 goals this year. He scores his 3rd of the season. And I mean, it's late game situations you can be trusted in by the coach. It's blocking shots. It's commitment to the defensive zone. It's knowing that a guy like Lorentz is not going to F around with the puck at the blue line. He's going to make sure it gets out of the zone. It's going to get into the neutral zone. He's going to chase these things down. He's going to go hard after it. Like, there's a lot of stuff that leads to him going out on the ice in those late game situations that you basically just kind of get fortunate because for him to get that goal, but it's like you deserve that because you do all the other things right. Like, there is a lot of good stuff happening throughout the rest of the lineup, and you want to also know buy-in. It's a play that I want to get to. You know what? I'm just going to do it right now. Let's get to the play of the game because I want to talk about this really bad. This is my play of the game for tonight. It's the Oliver Ekman-Larsson chase back dive to break up the breakaway. You look in the offensive zone there at that point in time, and it's Riley who fumbles it at the point. It is 0-0. Brazo is, I believe it was Brazo, Beecher, sorry, wrong B, off to the races on a breakaway. Morgan Riley is chasing him down, and out of nowhere, out of the bottom of your screen, you see Oliver Ekman-Larsson hauling ass. Hauling ass after Beecher. Gets back, makes the diving play, and knocks the puck off of his stick. No penalty. Incredible effort. Incredible breakup. And it's just a clean play. There is no controversy about whether or not that's a penalty. There is no controversy about where he was on the play or putting the team, at a disadvantage. Yeah, if he took a penalty there, okay, you probably potentially just saved a goal because he was in on a breakaway. But it's like, it's just this all heart, all effort play to get back and make that and make the stop and be able to just kind of put an end to it. And it was just like, wow, what a play. What a defensive commitment play in a position where you are at 0-0 in the game. 0-0. That thing goes down 1-0, or the Bruins go to the power play there and they make it 1-0 on the power play. We could be feeling very different about this game tonight. He makes that play, puts an end to it, and there is no concern. We get to come on here after and have this amazing conversation about what a great game it was tonight. Just a lot of positive, and that's one of them. What a play. WAP. What a play. Play of the game. Let's throw in some of the honorable mentions right now for what we've got. I marked them down. Or Stolar's save on the pass across. Bruins get a little bit of a break. They're inside the blue line. It's like a 2-on-1-ish because the other guy that was coming across was just in a slight, like, an area being covered that it kind of turns into a 3-on-2. Pass back, and I can't even remember who it was on the Bruins who rips the one-timer. It gets saved by Stolarz coming across. I don't even know if it got enough credit because it wasn't even just a save sliding side to side to make that. It was a save sliding side to side with traffic in front. There was a Bruin and a Maple Leaf right in front of him that he has to kind of fight through a little bit to be able to see that puck and square up to it as he's coming across to save it. The Bruins shot it at him a little bit, but still, to get in the way of that shot, make that save. Again, I'm talking about timeliness. It's 2-0. That could make it 2-1. You go into the end of 2, it's only a 1-goal game. It's a lot tighter. Everyone's a little bit more anxious coming out after the period. Like, shut that shit down. Make there just be no concerns at all for that. Another one, just because, honorable mention, just because it's a cool moment here. It was tweeted out by Leafs PR during the game. Morgan Rielly's goal there, his first goal of the game. His first goal of the game, 8:44 of the second period, 84th goal of Morgan Rielly's career. He passes Thomas Caberlet with 83 and Brian McCabe with 83 for sole possession of 5th in franchise history for goals scored among Maple Leafs defensemen. Morgan Rielly is going to go down as one of the greatest offensive defensemen in Maple Leafs history, points-wise at least. He takes a lot of flack. He gets a lot of shit for stuff that happens and has happened in years past, and, oh, he's the number one guy. How much have we talked about him this year, really, other than the power play? Like, seriously. When the power play was struggling, it's okay, get him off. When the power play looks rough and they're not shooting and all that kind of stuff, yeah, get Rielly off. Get Rielly onto PP2. A goal and 2 assists here tonight. Launches himself into 5th. He has had a sneaky, very good offensive start to this season, and I think that playing with, Ekman Larsson and Tanev through these couple of games has really helped him calm down because he's not the focal point anymore. He's not the guy being relied upon to, save this team defensively. The D-core as a whole, much better. We've rarely come on here after and been like, this defense sucks, that defenseman sucks. That's not happening. The D has looked good, all 6 guys. Yeah, there's some stupid stuff that happens here and there. It's going to happen through the course of an 82-game season, but another great game from Rielly. I believe now he's sitting at 4 goals and 5 assists on the season. 14 games. The guy's off to a great offensive start. We're rarely talking about him defensively, making any kind of mistakes. Yeah, he's out there in a couple of games where it looks real bad, and those games would also be the team looking really bad, I would argue. Ekman Larsson and Tanev have taken a lot of focus off, and I think it's really helping him. Dizk, I think that's a result of OEL and Tanev and Timmins playing well. Possibly, yeah, but 44 is thriving, as Brett says. he's looked good. I just wanted to give him credit because he also hits that milestone tonight, and it's a great game for him. A goal and 2 assists for the guy tonight. Kudos to him for another awesome performance. Seriously, that's one of those ones you just take away and like, great job, great job. Not even anything else to add to that. Let's get to our best bets and what the hell went wrong there for us tonight. Our best bet segment is brought to you by Bet365, proud partner of the Leafs Nation pregame and the Leafs Nation after dark. Open an account with Bet365 today and bet on a huge range of markets. Use code NATION. That's NATION. Code NATION. NATION when you sign up. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. So we gave out 2. I still think both were great. Obviously, I'm going to say that after I'm trying to find stuff that is good for us here. Look, first one, Pacioretty anytime goal plus 400. I'm going to bet that every time it's that number. Whether I give it out on the show or not, I will tell you guys very, very honestly, personally, that's something I'm betting every single time it's that number if he's in this position. Power play 2, he's playing on the second line. He looks good in these games. This is also specifically, I see this game tonight, and I feel especially like I made the right bet on Pacioretty. It just didn't win, but I feel like I made the right bet on him because of how involved in the game he was and how good he looked. Yeah, it didn't get a goal. He didn't get a point, but 5 shots on goal from him. He was all around the front of the net. He's making plays. He's generating a bunch of chances. He's kind of on the receiving end of a bunch of them here too. And I mean, look over at his expected goals for the night. Pacioretty ends up being one of the most dangerous players, the most dangerous player on the ice, actually, I thought he was at number 2 when I looked earlier, but yeah, I mean, updating, just, you look at Money Puck, make of it what you will, but you want to talk about expected goals and just kind of, this at bare minimum is just an explanation of chances created and how guys looked when those chances were created, how dangerous stuff actually was. Pull up Money Puck right now, 0.77 for Pacioretty. That is the second highest in the entire game, and it is the highest amongst every player on the Leafs. He had his chances. Plus 400 for the guy who's sitting on the second line there, getting power play 2 opportunities. Dude, I'm in on this bet every single time. Every single time. I think he looked good. This is just unfortunate because basically it just tells me the chances were there. He just didn't score. Like, he had the chances. It sucks, but I'm happy with this. Like, I'm happy with that bet. Now, the other one. You guys can be mad at me for it. I gave out a Bruins player bet. I gave out Pacioretty, anytime goal. And I gave out Pastrnak over 4.5 shots on goal. The concept was, like, it sucks to have to explain, but like, the concept was he got reamed out by his coach. He's not been playing that well. Like, he's been playing well, but I mean, like, as an all-around game. He's been making some stupid mistakes. He said himself, yeah, I every right for calling me out. That was a bad play, whatever. For the most part, for those guys, I think every time they're going to respond. You guys are booing me. Fair enough. At least it was shot. It was a shot and not like a point or a goal or an assist. I just thought Pastrnak was going to be shooting the puck at will here tonight and maybe being able to create something. Wrong. 4 shots on goal, and I bet over 4.5. If this knucklehead had one more shot on goal, one more shot on goal, we would have been positive on the night. We are now down 0.5 units on the year, so down $50. We were up 50 going into this one. We gave out $100 worth of bets, 50 on Pacioretty, that loses, 50 on Pastrnak, that loses. One shot on goal. Like, bro. I just thought, you know what? We're going to go into this one. There could be pain. Let's take advantage. We got screwed. Let's call it what it is. We got screwed. Pasta. Come on, dude. One shot. I was holding out hope, too. I didn't even want to put it in the tracker. I'm holding out hope that they were going to change the shots on goal or something. No. Like, I was praying. They didn't. Didn't happen. I'm sorry. We'll be better Friday. Friday, we will be better. Let's get to our grade of the game here. Final segment as we wrap this one up. I want to know what you guys have to say about this one. How you feel about how this went down for this team. I'm very interested in what you guys are at, and I'm very back and forth myself. I'm at like a high A and debating the A+. My thing is, you went 3 for 3 on the penalty kill. You went 3 for 7 on the power play. Stolarz gets a shutout. You just shot the puck on net on the power play, which is like what we've been asking for. You know what? Fuck it. It's an A+. Like, we ask for this all the time. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Be an asshole and sit here and criticize them for getting this win this way? No, it's an A+. Forget it. If you guys disagree, I understand, but I'm going with the A+. It's the Bruins. You snap a 2-year streak of not beating this team in the regular season. You have no Austin Matthews, and you pump them 4-0. You not only beat the Bruins, you do it offensively without your best offensive player. You not only beat the Bruins, but you snap this absolute hell of a freezer for this power play where they have stunk. They have not looked good. They have not got rewarded for anything. The puck is not going in the back of the net. You scored 3 goddamn power play goals here tonight. Your goalie got a goddamn shutout. You get a goal from Riley, and he gets a career milestone in terms of getting ahead on that Leafs list, 5th all-time in defenseman. Then you get on top of that Matthew Nyes, who scores yet another fucking goal here tonight. The kid is a mutant. I think it's 7 goals on the season for him here now. Nylander is tied for the NHL lead in goals. I mean, the guy might win the goddamn Rocket Richard. Let's just get nuts. Let's predict everything. Stolarz might win the Vezina. Look, what a night. What a night. Let's get nuts. Obviously, a lot of those are exaggerations. I think for the most part, for those of you guys who won't know me know that, but a lot of you who are going to find me for the first time are going to come here and be like, what the hell? But anyways, Nyes, really, really good. Nylander actually legitimately was tied for league lead in goals with his 10th of the season. Like, there was just a lot of positives. It was not only that, but it was the way that they played led to chances created, led to power plays. Like, you made them pay for doing stupid stuff that the Bruins normally get away with, whether they get away with it by not getting penalties or whether they get away with it by taking the penalty and you not scoring. They didn't tonight. They looked frustrated. They looked tired, they look pissed off, and Jim Montgomery's ass is on the hot seat. So that's just a positive thing for Leafs fans all around. Great statement game to watch that win. You show up like this. And yeah, I would have liked to see a fight from Reeves or something, but maybe it's just, hold on. We'll take care of you here tonight, and then later on, maybe we'll handle some things down the road. Who knows? But A+, that's my grade. Thank you so much to everyone who tuned in here tonight. That'll do it for tonight's stream. Nick and Rosie back tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Eastern time. More breakdowns from tonight's game, teeing up stuff throughout the week, talking about what might have happened with Matthews. Is the team better without him? Should we trade Austin Matthews? Sure, they'll be talking about that as well after. Make sure to make sure to subscribe here to the channel, Leafs Nation 401 on YouTube. Leafs Nation After Dark on all podcasting platforms. All of them. Check it out. Subscribe. Turn on notifications. All of that. Thank you very much. This has been game number 14 of the Toronto Maple Leafs regular season, defeating the Boston Bruins here tonight 4-0, moving to 7-5-2 on the season. I will be back on Friday for another game preview and post-game live show. We'll see you all then. Keep believing. For more content just like this, including game previews, post-game live shows, Leafs Morning Take Monday through Friday with Nick Alberga and Jay Rosehill with special guests, as well as instant reaction videos, make sure to be subscribed here to the Leafs Nation YouTube channel. Turn on notifications so you don't miss anything, and drop a like.